everybody, and welcome to the BMB Game of the Week. I'm Matt Manham alongside Finning Corcoran Doolin, and today we've got a good one. It's the Mepham Pirates softball team. They are a championship program going up against an up-and-coming program 10 minutes down the road. It's the Calhoun Colts, and right now, Finn, these two teams are young. They are, I don't want to say struggling, but they kind of are. Both teams have losing records in Conference A1. Lucky for them, both of them make playoffs by virtue of being in the top conference of Nassau County. So, not much really to worry about for either of these teams, but still, a district rivalry game, and it is big. The stakes are high, and both teams want to win. Mepham going with their ace, Giselle Delutri, on the mound, and Calhoun is also going with their ace, Esposito. That is Johanna Esposito, one of the strongest players to come through their program within the last 5 years. So Calhoun sitting at 7-10, 6-10 in A1, coming off against a pretty bad loss against a struggling MacArthur team, 6-1. And then Mepham also coming off a district loss, no less, going up against JFK, excuse me, and losing 9-2. So Finn, what do you expect to see today?
Well, today is a big game for bragging rights,
and for
more
seeding.
especially, and seeding, of course. But it's a big game for bragging rights. Mepham wants to win. Of course, obviously, Mepham still has some big players coming in from when they won the counties, Sarah Muyoy, Lily Yepes, Daniela D'Amato. So they still have those players, and of course Giselle Delutri, who will be the pitcher today. But obviously we see Gianna Haniff. She'll be the first batter today, and speaking to the coach of Calhoun, she is a very, very good player, as well as a lot of these young players for Calhoun.
That's a quick ground out on the first pitch to Delutri. One pitch, and she's already through. Her first batter now coming up is Gia Basicio.
Yeah, Haniff to get that swing off and get contact is massive for Calhoun and gives them kind of a big advantage into trying to beat Giselle Delutri today. We know how good she is.
Basicio, an all-county Newsday top 100 player, and she fouls one into the cage, and that'll be 0-1, a good riser by Delutri, and that's what Delutri likes to do. She is a very mature pitcher. She is very versatile, has a great arsenal of pitch. But let's talk about Basicio once again.
She's amazing. I spoke to the coach of Calhoun, and the coach of Calhoun said she's the team MVP. That gives it away already.
Yeah,
she's an all-county player. She's a Newsday top 100. She leads on LI, leads the team in the average books. She's just one of those players that you only get, one player on your team. That's just unbelievable.
As a coach, a player like her is really once, twice every 5 years. For some programs, it's once every 10 years. For some programs, a player like her will never come around. So you need to treasure every moment you have with a player like that and really make the most of it and let it bring you to the win.
Exactly, yeah.
So
especially you have an advantage if she's a junior as well.
Yes, and she's got still one more year, so, and her time as a Colt as she takes another ball. This is now 2-2 coming from Delutri to Basicio.
Yeah, let's see if Delutri can get her first strikeout here.
Yeah, Delutri wind up at the toss, and that'll be grounded down to the left side. Easy play for D'Amato, and she will get that one.
Yeah, D'Amato's been...
That's Sarah Muyo for the 5-3 putout.
Yeah, D'Amato's been huge already on that first base every time. But that time, obviously, the contact goes to third.
Yeah, and that's what Calhoun is very much a pull team. Watching them throughout the course of the season, that's what they do. They do like to pull the softball. As here comes Gianna Lucci, and she swings and actually goes the other way.
Yeah. But I was just about to say, that contact going to third base, and then you see, obviously, the chemistry between Sarah Muyo, who's playing third base, between her senior friend, Daniela D'Amato. So that's going to be a huge threat into the three seniors of today.
And that one's going to be into the gap in right center field. That could be extra bases, but Lucci pulls up, so that'll be a base hit.
Yeah, and that's already massive for the third batter today. Lucci, who's, hit that with a perfect power, going right in between the left fielder and center fielder there.
All right, so now coming up to the plate is the cleanup hitter, Ruth Small, the DP for Calhoun. All right, so now, first pitch strike to Ruth Small, the DP. And for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are coming from our baseball coverage, where they don't use DP, EP, any of these new terminology, where maybe the MLB fans, when Mepham comes up to the plate, we'll come up and explain that a little more. But that'll be a strike to Ruth Small. Ruth Small, the DP for Calhoun, and she is only a freshman, but her poise at the plate is unbeatable. As that's a great eye right there, taking one up, and that'll be 1-2, and Calhoun is able to get a stolen base out of that one.
Yeah, I mean, Lucci's having a huge game already, and we know that she has speed.
Excuse me, Lucci stays put on first base. I'm not really sure what's necessarily going on with our bases, but we're going from first to third to first to second. Maybe we got two people on base, but no matter. Runner on first and a 1-2 pitch coming from DeLutri. And that one's going to be outside.
There's 3-4 hitters who are going to be the stronger hitters on the team. So it's not surprising, seeing them swing at a lot.
Yeah, holding the runner is Dina Sinquamani. Now 2-2 coming. And that'll be on the ground. It could be 2. Great play by Moyo, and she's able to get the out over at first. So that'll retire the side.
Yeah, that's perfect again. And, mainly the contacts every time are just, those ground balls going to first or third. And Sarah Moyo has already had a huge game.
Absolutely, and the 3 girls who had their biggest impact on this game in the first inning are going to be due up for the Pirates. It's going to be Avery Benincourt, Sarah Muyo, and Daniela D'Amato. So already the heart of the lineup, and a name that we're missing at the top of that Mepham order, who you may have seen on our air a couple of times, is who am I talking about, Finn? Who am I talking about? Who is
Lily
missing?
Yepes.
Exactly, Lily Yepes, all-county player, all-state honorable mention, I do believe, and she is an incredible softball player, committed to play D1 at Hofstra University alongside her longtime friend Alana Morris, who also just recently got named to the Colonial Athletic Association all-rookie team. So
it's a massive loss for Mepham. The one thing that's good about it is she can play on the field. Yeah, that's a very lucky kind of thing that you get.
Yeah, and that's something that we have to explain is the DP, EP, flex. Excuse me, 3 positions that are unique to high school softball. So the EP in high school softball in the regular season, you can use a 10-girl lineup. The EP is an extra designated hitter. A DP is also another designated hitter that is married to your flex and could play a position in the field for that DP. So the EP for Mepham will be hitting 8th. That's Schneider. Julia Corcoran will be hitting in the 6th hole and will be subbed in the field by Lily Yepes, who will be playing her signature center field.
Exactly. Yeah. This Mepham team can be strong. Unfortunately, losing Lily is obviously a concern for how they're going to keep up on that batting. But honestly, they still have some strong batters, and mostly some of them being some 8th graders, and obviously, I want to talk about one of them right now because one of them is nicknamed after Ken Griffey Jr., which is always going to be very interesting.
Caitlin Aguiles,
yeah, Caitlin Aguiles. She's just unbelievable. And speaking to the coach, she has a great swing as an 8th grader.
Yeah,
it's just unbelievable.
This Mepham team has more 8th graders, and 8th graders. They have more 8th graders. I'm gonna get this right. They have more 8th graders, point blank period, than seniors on this team. This is a young team, and Coach Simone really wants to develop this program and build it for the future. And I really do like that philosophy as a manager and as a coach.
Yeah, you can say the same with Calhoun. There's only one senior on this team, so that's the Again, yeah, they do have a lot of juniors. Next year, this Calhoun side is going to be unbelievable. I mean, talk about, I think they have 10 or so juniors on this team. They're going to be a strong side with seniors. And I know that next week, they're going to have a big senior day for the one senior on the team, of course. And, that is Shannon McGuire. She's committed D1 to St. Joe's.
Yes, so now Esposito, the 1-1 delivery, and it looks like Avery Betancourt is going to try and do a little bit of a Lily Yepes special and try and slap and get a base hit and get the ball rolling for the Pirates as she takes 2-1.
Yeah.
So now 2-1 coming, from Esposito to Avery Betancourt, and that one's going to be a ball.
Yeah, that'll do a little
3-1. Now it's going to be 3-1. Esposito digging herself into a little bit of a hole right now. Johanna Esposito, once again, one of the strongest players coming through the program, one of the most polished players, and that's going to be a strike. It'll be that'll run the count full.
Yeah, Esposito trying to get her first strikeout of the day, and that's going to really try and set a big point into Calhoun's side.
That one's going to be a foul ball, so the count remains full. And these pitchers, today is going to be a fully fledged pitcher's duel. I mean, when you talk about Esposito, when you talk about the full count pitch, and that is going to be a walk, so Mepham's going to get the ball rolling with Avery Betancourt. And now coming up to the plate is Sarah Muyo.
And that's what you want. You always, of course, want your first hitter to, either be very smart, be patient, and get a walk, or just get a contact. Just get on the base is really the smart ideal, and get your 3-4 batters, or even maybe your second batter, to try and get that power hit to get, really the ball moving and the runs in.
Yeah, Avery Betancourt, the freshman, the 2-year starter. And that's going to be a bunt laid down by the Pirates by Muyo. And Muyo is going to be a sac bunt. Trying for third is Betancourt. And it looks like she's going to be safe.
That's unbelievable, that speed there that you see from Betancourt that she got to third is just shocking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I have no idea. She put on all her athleticism there to try and get to third base, and there's a lot of motivation between this Mepham side, but hey, it was a good bunt. Very smart play from Sarah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sarah with the sac bunt. Now Betancourt all the way over to third. This one's going to be a swing and a miss by Daniela D'Amato.
That's a perfect pitch right there. Right under. No way she was going to, she tried to swing for it, but that's just an excellent under pitch.
That's a great pitch right there. And that one's going to be a rise ball that's going to miss high.
A little high there, but honestly, Esposito has put up, a good game up to yet on strikes, but she can just not get that strikeout right now.
That is correct, and now that one's going to be fouled back into the cage. So this Pirates team swinging early, trying to rattle Esposito early.
Yeah, and honestly, Daniela D'Amato is just an unbelievable hitter on this team. Yeah. So I got to give it to her. She's obviously had a lot to do in this game up to yet, getting those 2 outs at first base.
Yeah. The versatile senior D'Amato fouls one back. Count remains 1-2.
Yeah, it's going to be a big day for her, and I know she knows this, but you only have 2 senior hitters now after Lily's out, so it's really that experience that Daniela has.
1-2 coming. That's going to be up. So the rise ball for Esposito. She's trying it. She's going to continue to go back to it. She's not going to get away from it, but right now it's just not working.
Yeah, Daniela's only going to swing that at anything that's under her, and you can clearly see that. And that one's just a perfect strikeout.
That's a beautiful, beautiful pitch. D'Amato goes down swinging for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that's just perfect. And again, we saw that a little earlier, where Esposito had that perfect first strike on Daniela, and then she does it again to end with a strikeout on D'Amato, and that's a huge setting to strike out the third hitter.
Yeah, now Mepham potentially could be like the New York Mets and strand a runner in scoring position, and right now you do not want to be the Mets. I'll say that much. Coming up to the plate now for the Pirates is their star pitcher Giselle Delutri, the two-way star, and right now she needs to drive home Betancourt.
she's a great hitter, Delutri, and you gotta give it to her. Obviously, being a two-way player, it's unbelievable. She's so versatile, and that's what's going to really help her today.
So now with a 1-0 count and a must hit for Delutri, and she takes one up. So a walk is definitely a potential outcome here. It could benefit the Pirates. Get your power hitters up, maybe drive in multiple runs. Cinquemani waiting on deck for 2-0, and that one's going to be inside. So now Esposito finds herself in a 3-0 hole.
Yeah, she's kind of struggling on Delutri here, but again, if Delutri gets that right hit, it could be, all over. And, she's a huge power hitter for this side.
And that one's going to be a swing and a miss. So just as I was about to ask if she gets the green light, she does, and she comes up empty. And that is a huge, a huge confidence booster for Esposito.
Yeah, she just keeps making Mepham swing at it, at that center.
The rise ball
pitch.
Working now, and now she goes low, and that one's going to be fouled off and back and potentially onto Stewart Avenue. So now
this is going to be, without a doubt, the struggle right here. 3-2 pitch. There's nothing better than this, and of course you have one of your best hitters for Mepham. It is Giselle Delutri.
Huge pitch right here, and this one's going to be driven high and deep back, and it's going to be a fly out to strand a runner in scoring position. So that is a huge way to get out of a jam for Esposito.
Yeah.
Mepham comes up empty.
Talk about being unfortunate. If you had one out there, you would have had a person on third base to get that run. A pop out would have got that run in for Mepham.
Absolutely.
As you see, Betancourt, was already home at that time, and she's one of those fast players. I got to give it up to Betancourt. I mean, we just talked about her a lot. I mean, I have no idea. Is anybody talking about how she got to 2 bases that fast?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Avery Betancourt. Like you don't see those kind of double COs, but Avery Betancourt saw her opportunity and she went for it, and that was a beautiful, beautiful play by Avery Betancourt. So unfortunately for the Pirates, they came up empty, and now here comes the heart of this Pirates lineup, or excuse me, the Colts lineup.
Definitely, and a little comparison. Delutri went through that first inning with 15 pitches. I'm pretty sure Esposito went through with about 17. So they're playing a similar game right now on, how the pitchers are going and doing well. I mean, honestly, just throwing that really good under fastball, it's perfect for both teams right now. Again, Mepham definitely getting more contact swings. That's one thing to look at, but I do have to say that, honestly, at the moment, Mepham were very close to getting a first run there.
Absolutely.
And they're unfortunate not to get it. I mean, Betancourt obviously making herself known as a fast player. She'll be targeted all game now at maybe either stealing a base, and Calhoun will have that in mind.
Absolutely. So now, and Esposito, by the way, she's going to be third due up for this Calhoun team. Coming up to the plate now is Gianna Nicastro, and this is something I love to hear when a coach talks about a player. Something I love to hear listening back to the recording of the interview that you did earlier today, Finn, is as Delutri deals a first pitch strike to Nicastro. Nicastro was described as someone who loves the game more than anyone I know. Yeah. And that is something that I love to hear as someone as Nicastro now finds herself in an 0-2 hole. But as I was saying, as someone who runs track and field, and it is a sport that is admittedly very hard to love. You run as your sport. Like, finding someone who plays the game for the love of the game, as that one's going to be inside, it's going to be 1-2. Finding someone who just plays the game because they love it, because it is what they want to do every given afternoon, that is something, honestly, that is something that warms my heart.
Yeah, no, it's the same with me in soccer. I love the game, and you can see Nicastro obviously loves it. She's hit 3 home runs this season, leads the team in RBIs. She's been unbelievable.
Yeah, and as we were talking about the moral side of sports, a beautiful play was made by Cinquemani from in the field, an absolute snag of a play to be able to record the first out. So it goes down in the books as L6, and now Ava Giuliano comes up to the plate for the Colts.
And what a defensive play coming there from Mepham. and Singamani, who, just dives down for the ball and gets a catch and gets that out. That's perfect for her.
Juliana drives one. If you see all the black helmets of these Calhoun Colts, and if Lily Yepes were to come up to the plate, you see these Team LI helmets that all of the Calhoun Colts have and all of the Mepham Pirates have. A lot of these girls are teammates in travel ball.
Yeah,
Lily,
no.
Ava, and that's going to be a drop third strike as that one's going to be a drop third strike, but DeLucci is able to record, and it's going to be saved by Sinquamani. Never throw it to D'Amato and get the second out.
Yeah, I mean, Calhoun's playing it smart, where every time they're almost getting a run. I mean, DeLucci does find herself in a very tough spot right now, where she is giving up a lot of hits, but at the same time, Mepham defensively, with their infielders and outfielders, they're just doing really well right now into getting that ball into first base and into D'Amato, which is leading the out every time.
And now coming up to the plate is Kate Kenny, and she drives this one oppo, but it's going to be foul, finding herself in an 0-1 hole already. So now we look at, this is going to be Esposito coming up to the plate. Kate Kenny waits on deck, but now Esposito, this is a pitcher's duel now, and DeLucci goes to the rise ball, and that one's going to be another strike. So DeLucci right now is tearing up this younger, newer Calhoun lineup. Right now, she's making it look easy.
Yeah, I mean, Esposito, again, another two-way player, just like DeLucci is. And, I mean, obviously, she's had a good pitching game up to yet, very underrated. Getting 3 outs with about 17 pitches is a very good inning for a pitcher. So, honestly, for her right now, if she can get a hit, this would be huge.
It's going to be inside. It's going to be inside on Esposito, so a good eye there. And DeLucci went to the slider, but that brings the count to 2-2.
This is a make-or-break play for her.
It really is.
And, of course, for DeLucci, too, who can get a strikeout. And she does.
That one's going to be strike 3. That's going to be strike 3 taken for the final out. So DeLucci goes 1-2-3 in the second. And that'll bring up the heart of this Mepham lineup. So talk to me about it. We're going to lead it off. We're going to lead it up with Alyssa Sinquamani. Then we're going to go with Julia Corcoran. And then Alyssa's sister, Dina Sinquamani. So talk to me about these 3 girls.
I mean, yeah, you got two sisters up there who are now batting, and obviously, I believe one of them, Sinquamani, is an 8th grader, if I'm not mistaken.
No, excuse me. Alyssa is a sophomore.
She's a sophomore,
and
yes.
Dina is a freshman.
Freshman, yes. So I was about to say that, and I believe she is one of the youngest on the team, along with, of course, Ruth Small, who we can't forget about. But look, that's over to another. But look, this Sinquamani sisters are both very, very good. We know they're very good on the field. Now it's how can we see them here hitting, and if they can be very accurate and get some good hits for Mepham, it's a tie ball game. To take the lead early is huge. And that's what Calhoun's coach, one of his keys to the game, by the way, was he wants to get that lead early. And I know most coaches say that, but that was his first key to the game. He wants to get that lead early. He does not want to wait late.
And that's something that I noticed about what both teams want to do. I feel like both coaches tend to really emphasize the get ahead early mentality more so than other coaches that we've talked to in our 4 years being here at Mepham. And that's honestly, I think, because both these teams are so young team going up against another young team. We know how, let's be real. Both teams have more freshmen than seniors. Both teams have more sophomores than juniors. Although that might not be true for Calhoun, but still, both teams are relatively young. And none of these players, the vast majority of these players, their mentality on the field is not as mature, is not as developed as that of an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old. A lot of these girls are 14, and as soon as they get down in the first inning, go down 1-0 in the first inning, game's over, might as well, and might as well not try. So the emphasis in getting ahead early is a really good mentality by both of these coaches. Sinquamani takes strike 1 right down the pipe.
Yeah, I mean, we know there is a lack of experience on both of these teams. We know this. But look, they're both young teams. They're both trying, and to get that lead early would be huge as Sinquamani hits this one right to first base. That will be I believe, a first out.
That'll be an L3 for first out of the inning. So now coming up to the plate is Julia Corcoran. Any relation, Finn? Any relation, Finnegan Corcoran?
No, there's no relation there.
No relation.
Even though my last name is Corcoran as well, but no.
No relation.
No
All
relation
right.
there.
Okay. So please tell me about Julia Corcoran and just tell me about what she is as a hitter as she takes strike one.
Yeah, she's a versatile player. I mean, she's the catcher, she's an outfielder as well. So obviously, I think this game she's going to be playing that outfielder role. Or no, maybe that catcher role. Sorry.
She's the DP today.
Yeah, she's the DP today.
Or
Yes. So of course, so she's hitting, but
Lily,
you know, I know that I spoke to the coach right before the game. She is trying to work hard. She's trying to find that spot on the team, and I mean, you can see it. Look, if she's hitting today, she really is working hard for a spot on this team.
Absolutely, and she's also very aggressive. And she's also a very aggressive hitter. For only being a freshman, she is swinging the back. She's taking big hacks, and that one's going to hit the corner. That's painted for strike 3 in the second out of the inning.
Yeah, now we're up to our 9th batter, but, we are.
We're up to Sinquamani.
Yep.
We're up to Dina Sinquamani, the freshman. And honestly, Dina Sinquamani is a player who has struggled throughout the game, as she is another Team LI player, been friends with a lot of these girls on both Mepham and Calhoun, and she has had a tough opening to the season. But as she goes along in this season, she started to regain her footing. Took a big offer to open the season, and now she's finding her role. She's found her spot as the catcher, taking over for Sarah, who moved over to third base. And for a freshman, catcher is one of the most mental positions in all of baseball. And they're letting her call the shots behind the plate. They're letting her call the pitches as a freshman.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, at the same time, you do have to have a lot of experience in the infield position of bases of first, second, and third. So it doesn't surprise me that they put Sarah into the third base position. She's obviously been in the game today already, making some huge plays. But Sinquamani, yeah, I mean, it is always interesting having a catcher who is a freshman.
Yeah, and that'll be Esposito's third strikeout of the evening, and that'll retire the side.
Yeah, 2 in a row.
Yeah, so as the Lutri goes 1, 2, 3, Esposito says anything you can do, I can do just as well, if not better, making it look pretty much. The innings were practically identical. But the Lutri goes up, gets Nick Castro on a line out to short, then strikes out Giuliano swinging, then strikes out Esposito looking, and then Esposito gets on the plate, strikes out Alyssa Sinquamani in a line out to first, and then gets Corcoran looking, and then gets Dina Sinquamani swinging. So a line out, a K looking, and a K swinging, and a backwards K for both pitchers in the second as we go to the top of the third.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta love our new graphic here, as we can see how much the pitch count is. But
yeah.
To look at Esposito, I mean,
shout
only
out
30 pitches.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's actually pretty normal pitch count.
No, I'm saying after that, I think she got about 12 pitches that inning.
Yeah, the 12-pitch inning in high school is great, and I feel like, and especially at the pace at which she's working, something I've noticed, especially in Major League Baseball, the higher pace you work, pitchers are throwing a lot less pitches in an average game this year as a direct result of the newly implemented pitch clock. These young women are absolutely working at a breakneck pace, and it is really. And first of all, the game's got more interesting. It's becoming increasingly hard to keep a scorebook, and their arms are going to get more tired faster. Higher intensity at a higher pace, you're going to get tired faster. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Lutri tones it back, as her pitch count sits at 27 at the top of the third, if she decides to keep the pace, keep the pressure on Calhoun, or if she decides to slow it down in an attempt to continue mowing down these hitters deeper into the game.
Yeah, excuse me. I mean, yeah, you said it earlier. This is going to be a pitcher game, and I mean, it already is. I mean, both pitchers just playing great games up to yet. And to look at Mepham's side defensively, they've just been unbelievable. Their chemistry is great, but and today, I mean, look, if they can get a district rivalry and of course a district rivalry win, and of course it helps the seeding and it helps bragging rights, be a huge, huge victory. Kate Kenny's up now.
Yeah, so Kate Kenny, the catcher for Calhoun, comes up to the plate. A little bit of a shorter stance, a little bit of a shorter zone, as three of them on the outside corner, and that'll be strike three looking to Delutri, her third of the game.
Yeah, and to strike out Kate Kenny, that's huge. We know it's her first year at catcher, but look, she's a very knowledgeable player, and she's filling in the shoes of a catcher who left the program last year.
All right, so now Gabby Fasapani comes out, setting up outside is Sinquamani, and Fasapani is a top 100 player on Long Island, according to Newsday, hitting in the 9-hole. So Calhoun's strategy, they're going to go with that double leadoff that you love to see at these lower levels. Get one of your better hitters at the 9-hole and kind of spread the talent out throughout the lineup, not load your lineup, make it so top heavy. And this is what the Calhoun likes to do. I love the strategy that some of these coaches are coming up with. It's not the most innovative. We're not changing the game. Neither of these coaches are necessarily changing the game, as Fasapani goes at swings and misses, evening the count at 2-2. But these coaches, they're not going to be pioneering. None of these coaches, Coach Paisano, Coach Simone, the strategy is not going to be innovative. It's not going to be game-changing. We're not going to see this in the majors in a couple of years. But everything that both these coaches are doing makes sense. Anytime I'll turn on and watch a ball game, and you see a managerial decision, I'm like, what are we doing? What was he thinking? I don't know what he's doing. These coaches are just making moves that make logical sense. They connect the dots. That one is going to be just a little bit low, and that'll load the count full.
Definitely, Matt, and going off your point, look, you're going to see high school coaches of all sports making interesting tactics, interesting kind of changes. And I mean, we've seen that with both coaches, not only with, different batting positions, but literal, field positions. For some of these players, obviously like Sarah, for instance, going into that third base after playing catcher the last few years. There's players that are just playing different positions this year. And I mean, it all helps the tactic board.
All right, so Fasapani. Now we finally have somebody's in business now. It's Calhoun with a runner on. Got to go back to the top of the order, Gianna Hanef. So now it's gonna be Hanef tries to slap and move the runner over.
Yeah, an attempt for the bunt there. Just unfortunately can't happen. Of course, that means that Fasapani is obviously very fast. Wants to try and get her to second base.
All right, so it's going to be Hanef. She swings and takes this one high and deep. Should be handled. And then this one is going to be a base hit. Both runners hold.
Perfect contact with the ball there. Goes right to the, right in the field. And I believe the left fielder there couldn't get it. Obviously, Lily Yepes trying to tell her it was all yours and trying to say, hey, try and get it to second quick.
Just out of time. Just hit your cutoff, but now we look at Calhoun now with runners in scoring position and 1 out, two on, 1 out, top of the heart of the lineup coming up. And this one's going to be popped. It's going to be behind, heads up to Mediri. And that's our camera operator, Timothy Oladeji, who could have been caught in the crossfire, but thankfully nobody was hit by that road foul ball.
Yeah, you see that happen a lot. We saw that the other day with when we had the baseball game. We saw a lot of pop-ups, obviously. But yeah, I mean, look, this is definitely interesting now for Calhoun. By the way, I mean, you have a player on first and second. This is going to be a big opportunity for Calhoun to try and get a run. That's a mistake coming from the catcher. And now you have 2 players on those, on second and third now. And now it's looking like even more of a huge opportunity for Calhoun to try and get their first runs.
So yeah, now on the pass ball, now Calhoun is truly in business. A ball deep in the outfield. Calhoun is on the board first.
Their opportunities are looking high here. They just need that base hit.
1-1's going to be outside. Look at Sinquamani. She's very much ready for a potential double steal. which it's dangerous with the righty at the plate. But once again, Calhoun is doing things that just make sense, trying to rattle the underclassman catcher.
Yeah, by the way, this is one of your better hitters, Decisive, who is unbelievable at the bat spot. As you know, I mean, right here she's that second batter who can really cause trouble, being Newsday top 100.
Absolutely. She's also the team leader in extra base hits. Decisive, it can absolutely break this game open with one swing of the bat. So they need to be careful. And Delutri is doing just that. She's being careful and kind of pitching away. You see the amount of time that Dina Simplemani is running up outside as the 2-2 on the way.
Yeah, this is not the position Mepham wants to be in. When you have a second position batter up, and then you know that you have the 3 and 4 hitters up after, this is a scary position for Mepham. They need to try and get out. They only have 1 out.
Well, a walk is not the end of the world here. Right now, you're just pitching away from contact and making sure that Simplemani can handle it as full count pitch. And this one's lifted, and looks like it's going to be a fly out to second base, and that one's going to be caught. So now, Mepham is 1 out away. A huge play by Hine. By Hine over a second, haven't called her name at all today.
Yeah, that's a massive play, and this is a big opportunity for Calhoun and Mepham at the same time. Lucci's up, one of the best hitters on the team, and she already has a single this game.
But you also look at Mepham, if they get her out, they don't have to worry about any runs being conceded.
So now Delutri, biggest at-bat potentially of the season. It's going to be inside. It's going to be 1-1. Now, and just watch Calhoun's runners. They're going to fly into our shot, and they're going to fly into their shot. They're running on delivery, which is the 2 outs. They're running on literally everything. So literally everything. Trying to use their speed on the base path. That's going to be looks like a blue signal strike, but
it looked a little close to that.
Definitely
that
strike
zone,
guys.
Yeah.
It should be 2-2 right now.
Yeah, but it's going to be a 3-1 pitch. That one's a little high. It's a little rise there.
Gianna Lucci singled in first inning.
And I mean, this could be a strikeout. Oh,
This
now
one's on the
contact.
ground, and that's going to be an easy play for Simplemani, and that's going to get the Pirates out of the jam.
Wow, huge play coming from Mepham there, and obviously, that's the last person you want to get contact, which is Lucci. She got contact, goes right, looks like to the shortstop there, who throws it right to D'Amato at first base to have the Pirates in a safe place right now and get no runs conceded. That's a way to get out of trouble.
It's a great play by both of you. That's a great play by Mepham to just get out of this jam, and that is huge now. Now we go to the bottom of the third. Now Mepham coming back up to their top of the order. It's going to be
that replay right there, and obviously an awesome shot of D'Amato from that great camera work there right behind her. But again, as I said, when you get that hit right to Simplemani, the shortstop, she throws it over to D'Amato, and there's been a lot of outs at that first base today. But again, that's your safest option. Go right to D'Amato, the experienced player. Could have went to the catching spot, but it's whoever you trust the most.
That is correct. So now, looks like it's going to be Davis coming up to the plate for Mepham. Brianna Davis, one of the outfielders, one of the members of the Pirates' eighth grade brigade. And this team, once again, we got to keep talking about how young this Pirates team is. All of these 8th graders, all of these I'm going to be honest, we pulled an 8th grader up to varsity on the track team, and you saw Isaac Contreras running for us a week ago on last week's BMB game of the week, and and Davis waiting on deck, and Olmstetter comes up to the plate. So I'll hold my thought. Don't worry about me. I'll hold my thought.
Yeah, I mean, Olmstetter is, and also...
an 8th grader.
Another
and
8th
also
grader.
an 8th grader.
And she's a pitcher.
Yeah.
They call her, this is a funny one, they call her KU because the coach said that her last name is long. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
KU up at plate here. She's another pitcher. She might come in today for Duluth. She probably will. But it's just crazy to know that you have an 8th grader that will be a pitcher in this game today.
This and the development that you'll get at the varsity level rather than at the middle school level is incredible. Olmsteiner goes swinging on 1-0 and lifts that one into the cage. It'll be 1-1. Esposito's pitch count right now is strikingly low.
Yeah, no, it is.
Especially for the pace at which she's working. She's doing a great job just setting him up and knocking him down. She's only on her 8th hitter. However, she's pitching to contact, which is running up that pitch count, running a lot of foul balls, especially in that first inning in the at-bat with Sarah and Daniela and Avery Betancourt. So doing a lot much better job as this one's lifted to the right side. Should be an easy play, and it is caught in right field for first out.
Yeah. Olmsteiner gets that contact and actually gets a huge power hit as, I mean, look, she's the, 8th hitter in the lineup. Got to give it to her here as, she gets that great hit. I didn't even know that one was going to be caught, but in the end, it's just easy for the left fielder.
That is
for the right
easy
fielder.
That's easy for Fasaponte as that one's gonna bring up who I was talking about. It's gonna be Brianna Davis. So now Davis, so once again, all these 8th graders. I was saying, I thought it was crazy when we brought up an 8th grader on the track team, and now the 2 years removed from a county championship softball team is bringing up 5 8th graders, an unprecedented amount as Davis.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, we don't see a lot of Mepham sports actually bring up 8th graders. I mean, we look at, for instance, we know that Mepham soccer on both sides, boys and girls, they don't really bring up a lot of 8th graders. Football doesn't.
Yeah, football never
does.
It never happens in the fall. It rarely happens in the winter.
And basketball too, but the only other sport is wrestling that we do see some 8th graders, obviously.
Nate Green we saw back in December on Sprig Gardner. The reason that we're reminiscing on all of these BMB games of the week is in an inning, it's going to be over for us.
It is.
It's these seniors' last home game, and Finn and I are going to be signing off for the last time in just about an inning. So we got about 8 outs left to call, and we're gonna make the best we can.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a sad moment for me and you, but also a moment that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. I know we've put a lot of dedication into our sportscasting.
Please, I do not want to get emotional on it.
That
one's going to be outside, bring the count to 2-2.
Hey, we'll leave it till the bottom of the 4th when we can get emotional.
Yeah, yes, please, we'll save it.
Let's
All
get
right.
the 8 outs.
Well, yes,
7 at least.
We have 8 outs to go. All right, Jessica Hine up to the plate, and she runs the count full, making Esposito really work for each and every K.
Yeah, I mean, Hine is going to be one of those batters today. That's, she's a 9th grader as well. So again, as you said earlier, it's that rebuild system. So many seniors leaving the program, like Haley Guerrero, Alana Morse. Obviously, Haley Guerrero, a player that we don't speak about a lot, but she's playing D1 at Stony Brook. So again, there's a lot of seniors who left the program, and now it's people like, girls like Jessica Hine, freshmen, that are part of this rebuild for the future for the Mepham Pirates softball team.
So now Hine goes down, and now it's the top of the 4th, where the Colts are going to bring in. Are going to go to the heart of their lineup. They're going to be Small, Nicastro, and Giuliano. And looking at this Mepham defensive alignment, a name we haven't called often, certainly hit to a lot, is Lily Yepes. Lily Yepes, BMB Sports Talk producer, and Lily has been the heart and soul of this team ever since she was pulled up to varsity as, I believe, an 8th grader.
Yeah, she was an 8th grader at the time when she was called up there. But yeah, I mean, look, you talk about a leader on this team. She's in that center field spot, and she's next to, I want to say, Olmsteiner, I know, is an 8th grader. Betancourt is a 9th grader, so, having a senior in the middle is always important. She's a leader.
And the communication in center field to the other outfields, how many outs there are, the defensive alignment, if we're going to move a little bit over, a little bit out, because maybe this hitter is a pull hitter, We're gonna move. Lily's gonna move herself over to. We have a righty who's a pull hitter. Lily's gonna tell Avery to just watch out because I could be coming in any moment because I'm probably faster than you. But beyond that, pushing this is communication between her outfielders, and you talk to the girls on the team. They all adore her just like everybody else in the school does. I mean, I have literally never heard in my 4 years here at Mepham High School and in my 6 years knowing Lily, I have never heard anyone say anything negative about her. That's the kind of person she is and the kind of player she is in the softball field as well.
I mean, I interviewed the coach, and it's like, I said, so Lily Yepes is the next person that you can talk about. He couldn't say anything because he wanted to say everything in the world about her positively. She's an amazing person, one of the nicest people I've ever met personally. Kindest, everything up there. Lily has it. So I know for this team, she's an absolute leader. I bet she is. Along with Sarah, of course, and Daniela. Those are all the three seniors that are
all incredible assets. But Lily Yepes, as a BMB, just felt like we needed to shout her out on our last game.
Definitely.
In a little bit, our last sports talk's going to be coming out. You'll see the last ever man-on-minute. Oh my God, the emotions are pouring in. It's to Lutri. And that one's hit right back up to the pitcher by Small. And a great play by Cinquemani. We'll see the call. It is. Looks like it's going to be an out.
Yeah, and hey, look at that chemistry again. Cinquemani goes right to D'Amato. And we saw that last inning to end the inning. Cinquemani right to D'Amato. I mean,
let's take a look at this
perfect.
replay. Almost taken away by the Lutri. And then that's definitely out by a mile. So a great play by Cinquemani, and now coming up to the plate is Nicastro. Nicastro lined out to short. While we were talking about whatever else while we were going off on a tangent, Nicastro was robbed of a base hit by Cinquemani in an incredible diving play.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. But again, just to look at that chemistry between Cinquemani and D'Amato, I mean, that literally the same play to end the last inning. I mean, they're amazing at what they do. Delutri was, by the way, so close of getting that ball. That one's a little low drop coming from the catcher.
So now 2-1 count to Castro, who's one of the power hitters of this Calhoun team, one of the leaders of this team. Castro, one of the juniors of this team. Calhoun has a lot of juniors on this team. You know they're going to be good next year. You just can feel it. There are some teams in Nassau County Athletics, when you look at them, you're going to be like, yeah, they're going to be good next year.
No doubt. I mean, look.
And that's what Calhoun is. They play together. A lot of girls on travel ball. A lot of girls getting recruited. As Nicastro is going to line this one. It's going to be a fair ball, and it's going to get through actually. So Nicastro is going to get extra bases off this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect play coming from Nicastro. There gets a single, or just.
It's going to be a double.
Yeah, it's going to be a double.
Get through.
Yeah, so
it got just past Sarah, right past her glove. And Nicastro was able to leg out 2 bases on that one.
Yeah.
So inches away of being robbed once again, or bring her back as Blue ruled it a foul ball. So that is not only. It looks like Nicastro.
Yeah, they bring her
back
back.
They called it a foul ball. So Nicastro is going to go swinging. And it's going to hit high, and it's going to be caught. That's unfortunate for Calhoun. That is.
It's unfortunate for Calhoun, but talk about a player who loves the game as much as Nicastro, and for her to get stolen a possible double.
That's 2 robberies. That's 2 robberies. Of a base hit for Nicastro. Gianna Nicastro. That is the most unfortunate sequence of events I've ever seen.
Yeah,
so a double.
I mean, look, a huge play coming up from the 8th grader, Olmschneider.
Yeah,
gotta give it to her.
But that is the most. But baseball, softball, fun sport. Those are the kind of emotions or kind of moments that make the game unique. As Nicastro comes up in the 2nd inning, leads off, hits an absolute bullet to the shortstop, and caught on one of the best plays we've seen all spring season, and then right after that, she gets a double stolen from her on a fair foul call that was debated for probably an extra minute after the play had happened. Good on, but that's a really good instinct on Jalutri to wait, seeing the umpires were conferring, and to not throw another pitch, because the minute she does, without the umpires realizing that there's a conversation to be had, that's an extra, that solidifies a fair ball. So good instinct by Jalutri, waiting it out, seeing the confusion by the umpires, and letting the hit stay unofficial, and then getting it overturned.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Jalutri, another leader on this team, and another experienced player as well. So I got to give it to her. Oh, that's a contact.
Yeah, and that one's going to be a 1-3 putout. So after an unfortunate turn of events for Calhoun, Mepham gets out of it again, and we are still knotted up, and Mepham returns to the top of their order. Avery Betancourt leads off for the Pirates.
Yeah, hey, I mean, look, Jalutri has a huge play there. Pitches well, then, receives the ground ball and goes right to D'Amato. The experienced players are doing, obviously, what they have to do, and Olmschneider also getting that out at left field, or right field, sorry.
Yeah,
Keep making that mistake.
This has been, to say the least, a very unique game of softball. I mean, the amount of oddities and just the amount of different, each half inning felt like its own game, to be quite honest. The amount of oddities that we've seen. Hats off to both these pitchers.
Yep,
both these pitchers, Esposito and especially Giselle Jalutri, for keeping their composure throughout the game. A play like that where a hit is where you give up a rope to right field, or to left field, gets past your third baseman's arm, and it ends up being extra bases, can rattle you, and then having to sit there and watch the umpires take away from it. Knowing,
it's that high IQ.
Yeah, it's that high IQ, and then knowing the Castro is
about.
going to come back swinging for the fences, and potentially the fence 2 feet away on the baseball field, and the Castro is looking to send that ball into next week, and Jalutri, the composure to say, go for it, do your worst, and give her a fastball right down the pipe. The amount of composure in Jalutri to be able to do that, the amount of guts she had to throw that pitch after that play, knowing Nicastro is probably looking to send a softball probably into next Tuesday. Just an absolutely gutsy play, and that is why Mepham is still in this game.
Yep, and I mean, look, I knew we realized there was going to be a close game, but a no-scoring close game is even more shocking. And
yeah, really, because both these offenses are very high-powered. But again,
definitely,
this is also a team. These are also two teams that are putting their aces on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, both teams doing well defensively as well. So we talk about pitchers, but we also talk about the infielders and outfielders who are making and having and creating just a really, really good defensive game.
All right, so now Avery Betancourt. She's looking to slap and get something going for Mepham. Betancourt reached on her first time up and was able to get all the way to third base until that was wiped away. She walked her first time up.
Yeah.
And now
that's a 1-1.
Finds herself in a 1-1 count.
Yeah, that's a perfect pitch coming from Esposito, and she does not look tired at all. She has a lot of energy for a player who's been now through about 4 innings.
Yeah, so, and again, Avery Betancourt is a dangerous, dangerous hitter. She's learned a lot from Lily, and hitting in the leadoff of the Mepham Pirates means you're going to hit lefty. We don't care what your dominant hand is. You're going to hit lefty, and you're going to try and slap. And Avery Betancourt is trying to not Avery Betancourt. Esposito is trying to pitch away to Betancourt.
Yeah, and look at Betancourt.
And there goes the slap, and that's going to, and it looks like you've got to run through the base there, Avery Betancourt. She's going to be retired on a long 5-3 putout, and that's why you run. And that's
interesting. Oh, that's
she's lighting that out, and then she slows down at the very last possible moment, potentially avoiding a collision, but in the same instant, getting herself retired.
Hey, look, I got to look at that
Wait.
again because that's just
Wait, no, it was called a foul, but that one's going to be a K. So once again, another fair ball ruled foul. Betancourt goes down, not on a 5-3 putout, but on strikes.
Yeah, and I mean, I was just about to say that's that
Like,
non-experience.
Please,
there.
let's take a look at this again. It looks like chalk came up. I'm not necessarily sure. Betancourt was definitely out.
It's definitely a foul ball. Yeah.
It looked like chalk came up as Sarah comes up swinging and empty.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, Esposito to throw that next pitch for it to be a strike and a strikeout. I gotta give a lot to her there. Who,
She did very well.
and look, now she's on she has 2 strikes in a row on Sarah.
All right, so now the confusion is at an all-time high. But we're still having a great time. Sarah coming up to the plate, and she sacrificed Betancourt over the third base, her first time up, and she lifts this one high and deep. It's going to be an easy play in center field. It's going to be an easy play by Litchi, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. So an F8 by Sarah brings up Daniela D'Amato.
Yeah,
and now with 2 outs left in the bottom of the 4th, it's our last inning.
This is going to be it.
Yeah,
This is,
so as we attempt to call Daniela's at bat, Daniela's at bat, Finn, any final remarks?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been a obviously excellent, 4 years here at BMB, and obviously getting the chance to sportcast. Look, having you as my last sportcast is amazing because obviously we always talk about it. That freshman game, that soccer game,
God,
me, you,
don't
and Sean
remind
Scott.
me.
So many
Don't
years ago.
remind me. I was gonna bring it up, but don't
that was the
remind
first time.
me.
I
Please
remember
don't
it.
go back and look at that soccer playoff game, Mepham versus Long Beach girls soccer playoff, where Luciana said to Ducat. Don't remind me of that game.
And I think about that game every day because I think about this. I don't think about
the experience. I think about the pre-experience and how nervous I was to get on air. Over time, getting so comfortable. Look, you've helped me. Sean's helped me. Tyler Steinberg. I got to thank everybody. All the sportscasters. I got to thank everybody who's helped me, be here in the moment. But look, it's going to be a sad time for us, Matt. Obviously, working with you, Sean McClellan, Tyler Steinberg, even Ryan Marr over there. Look, I've worked with so many different sportcasters.
And that one is gonna put this. And that one is gonna be
And hey,
strikeout. Yeah, D'Amato goes
Mano,
down on strikes.
Mano,
Yeah, so
I'm going to give it over to you. Fastest minute in Mepham Sports. You got to give me your final minute of a sportcast here.
Yeah, so my 4 years in BMB have been unforgettable. I came in here wanting to call games. I came in here in BMB Sports infancy. I came in here when Rocco Law was a senior at the peak of his performance, and we were calling games with some kid from Calhoun who made a joke about mac and cheese. The collab, just the stuff that I've been able to go through as a result of BMB has just been incredible. Calling games with kids from Cougar TV, calling a robotics tournament. We even were able to pioneer the first broadcast, first high school broadcast I think I've ever seen of my sport, track and field, and for that I'm eternally grateful. To the teachers in BMB, Mr. Stein, Ms. Kalish, and Mr. Russell, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me, for Finn, and for the sports department.
Thank you to Mr. Stein, Ms. Kalish,
for the
and
people
Mr.
who
Russell.
yes.
Can't forget about anybody who's helped us.
The memories that I will share in this program, the California trip, sports commentary, my first Mano Minute, and honestly, I want to give one more special shout out to Tom Morrow, because without him, I would not be where I was. He was the first person to make me feel welcome in BMB, and he was really the reason that I am so into sports in general, into sports at large, as why I am today. So, at this point in the game, all graphics are going to be changed to reflect the new style of BMB Sports. It is a changing of the guard in BMB Sports.
This is director Sean McClellan. No, no, no.
What? I had Jake Mano and Matt Madoff, the new head of sports graphics of BMB, and make their own graphics package to use on this broadcast. And you know what? I'm going to do my best to make sure that we show you what BMB Sports is and what it will become. Because
And look, I'm gonna sign off here because I know the two new guys, Tyler and Ryan here, wanna get on for the rest of the game. So for the final time, I thank you to everybody who's helped me along the way, Miss Kalish, Mr. Stein, and Mr. Russell. This is Finnegan Corcoran Doolin signing off for the final time.
For the final time on the BMB Game of the Week, this is Matt Mano, and I'll see you hopefully on the Big Red Sports Network. This is Matt Mano for the last time, signing off.
Hello and welcome to the broadcast. It's me and Tyler here. Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Finn. Guys, I just want to say it's been a pleasure here. You know, I'm a sophomore here at Mepham High School in the Bellmore-Merrick broadcasting program. Let me just say it's been an honor to be in this program with them and aside them, learning from them. But let's continue, Tyler. Let's go. It's still 0-0. Just wanted to make a quick update. Currently, it is 7-0. Calhoun over Mepham in the varsity matchup for the conference championship here at Mepham High School.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's definitely been a really good game. And I also real quick want to say a thank you to Matthew Mano and Finnegan Corcoran Doolin. Of course, they have done a great job throughout their 4 years here. But I can proudly say that we still got a few more years left. It's great to say that,
sir.
right? I still got 2024. You still got 2025. So I'm happy that we have a few years left to just kind of reminisce and this amazing opportunity.
They can talk about it, but we'll be here next year.
I agree with you there. It's definitely a big thing. We're going to now return back to game action against this amazing team so far. Both these teams, Calhoun and Mepham, as we have a tied game. We've seen a lot of things so far in this game. Defense prevails, pitching prevails, right? Not much hitting. We haven't seen much offense going on. So far, what kind of changes should both teams make at the plate to kind of just get ahead of the count a little bit and start to create on some opportunities?
I'd just like to expand on what you said for a little bit. You know, there hasn't been much offense this game. You know, we saw a few contact hits in the beginning of this game, and it was great. We thought it was going to be a contact hitting game, but then we transitioned to a kind of stagnant stage where now we are not hitting the ball, and it's kind of just like little ground outs, little pop flies, or complete strikeouts or walks. So in this situation, we got to see more at the plate. We got to see more hitting. We got to see more action. We got to see more swings.
Yeah, I agree with you there. As we see now on that 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss, and a good job right there. You start, behind the count a little bit. You have the first pitch for a ball. Good job tying up the count and just giving yourself a little bit more options when it comes to what pitch you want to throw now.
100%. Yeah, it's a great game here. Inter-district rivalry between Kate Kenny and Delutri here. Mountain pitcher versus Calhoun hitter right now. Also the catcher for Calhoun.
Yeah, so right there you're going to see a dropped pitch there, but again, we talked about it. The count is so important, right? Whether you're behind, ahead, it changes the thought process of both the hitter, the pitcher, and the catcher, right? The catcher out there making signals. They want to make sure that they give their pitcher the best opportunity to, really any way to try to get the out. As we see the 3-1 pitch there.
So you see a cool little shot here of the first baseman and Delutri, Mepham pitcher.
Yeah, so a nice job drawing the walk. But again, the count is so important, right? That kind of sets you up for what pitch you want to throw next. And, getting ahead of the count is big for really any type of position player. So Giselle's she's been a good job so far. Of course, the score is 0-0, but you want to see what you can do here in the top of the fifth.
Yeah. 79 pitches in, top of the fifth, play 7 innings, and can't ask much more from a pitcher than pretty much what is a shutout game so far.
Yeah, so a good job there. We saw the foul tip on the first pitch of the at-bat. Giselle, she's been one of the star pitchers on this team. The junior is right there. It's going to be a high fastball away, and that's going to be ball number 1. We see 2 outs, bases cleared. Again, the pitching has been great for both sides, both teams so far today. And that's kind of been a statement, right? We see that the hitting hasn't been good. And right there, you just see a swing and a miss.
Yeah, you see Gabriella, Fascia Portinetti. You see her hugging the plate. She is on top of the plate, physically on top of the plate. And that is what you like to call courage right there. You know, you see her, look, she's hovering over the plate, not afraid to get hit by that pitch. But, you know, it's just a little inside, hugs the plate, and next thing you know, that's out number 3. And that's another strikeout for Giselle Del Rucci.
Yeah,
Thank you.
go.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, no. So we've seen a very interesting inning so far. A really interesting game, really. Again, the pitching has been great. But yeah, no. So we're getting ready to go into the bottom of the 5th here. So again, pitching prevails as usual, really, right? Offense wins games, defense wins championships. You hear that saying all the time.
Yes, just a quick little update coming in. It is currently 8-2. Calhoun versus Mepham on the diamond, on the other diamond, I should say, at the baseball field. The score was brought to 2 by Karen Keogh's home run and another player on Mepham to bring it back-to-back homers to bring their 2 home runs right now.
Yeah, I mean, Karen Kehoe, one of the best players that we've seen here in at least the last few years for this Mepham baseball team.
Highly scouted, highly recruited, and he puts that name, like, he lives up to his name because everyone's talking about him, and, you know, it's not everyone's talking about me, but I'm not going to show off right now. It's everyone's talking about me because I am showing off, and I continue to show off.
Yeah, a kid with D1 aspirations. Definitely wish him the best of luck. Played a big part in that amazing comeback that we saw in Game 1 of that series.
Yes,
of course, if you missed that live, you can go check that out on the BMB YouTube channel.
100%.
But yeah, no, so that was a great Game 1 by the Pirates. Game 2, not so great at Calhoun as they got shut out, but Game 3, definitely a big one in the series and can play a pivotal role for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, this is historic. Think about it. You know, you have Calhoun, who went all the way to states, won counties last year, and you have Mepham beating them on their home turf, and it was 11-6. It wasn't just like 6-5 or 7-6. It was 11-6. I mean, they got shut out at Calhoun, but it was historic. You know, they've been undefeated all season in conference, and they're tied for first place, and this is the championship for conference right here at Mepham High School today.
Yeah, definitely an important series. We'll keep you updated on that series as we go on throughout this game. But back to softball, you see the starting pitcher for Calhoun, Joanna Esposito. A good game so far for her. Both pitchers, shutouts. It's exactly what you asked for, you know, really going into the bottom of the 5th.
You know, you see that's another strike there, which brings that count to 1-1.
Yeah, an even count, very important for a pitcher. A good job, a good response there after a 1-0 pitch.
That first strike in a batter's at bat, on the pitcher's perspective, always sets the tone for the rest of that bat. Like, for example, if it's a 3-0 count and they get that strike on the 3-0 count, it's going to be hard battling back, and it takes real guts to battle back as a pitcher. You need a lot of stamina to do that.
So we see there, Giselle not happy with that call. Pitch was low and away, clearly caught her by the knees, and right there, getting the strike call.
Oof, almost went there. Brings it to a full count here.
Yeah, full count, very important. If you're a batter right now, you look at the 3-2 count. What's your approach at the plate?
Well, I always tell my kids, because I'm a coach, that if it's there, protect the plate. You know, you got 2 strikes on you. You got to protect the plate and do what you got to do if you want to take that walk, which she just did. She protected the plate. It wasn't close, and she didn't swing at it, so I didn't foul it off at least. And she took that for a ball and got on base.
Yeah, definitely a good play there by Giselle, making a difference on both sides of the diamond, really. And right now, I mean, Mepham, they need anything right now to get going, anything on the offensive side. Not much, not many hits, so you want to find a way to capitalize. And you look at Esposito's pitch count right now, 63 pitches. You question, you know, when do they start to pull her? She's had a great game so far, fantastic. Could not ask of any better, but let's see how she's able to respond after the walk. You know, always going to be in for a strike.
I mean, she's a little less in her pitch count than Giselle is, because Giselle ended in the 80s, but she's currently in the 60s. And who knows, maybe she can end in the 80s too by the end of this fifth inning.
I agree with you there as we see a nice pitch count. Then the catcher popping up real quick, trying to catch the runner on first. As you see as well, they took a pitch runner and put them on first. So right there, the pitch. A nice play diving in to get back safe. So that means that Giselle's day will likely be done due to the pinch runner. So now we wait. A 1-2 count. At the plate for the Pirates. The 1-2. A nice swing on that one, but that's going, and that's going to be foul. You definitely heard the gasp in the crowd there. A nice shot, sat on that inside pitch, rose, got the barrel on it, just not quite able to keep it in play.
And a little bit inside on that barrel. Sweet spot, but a little early here, and it got her in the inside hands. Almost there.
So as we see now, good fight and a nice take there to bring the count to 2-2.
Home plate umpire checks with the field umpire to see if she went on that, but she did not. So
yeah, better safe than sorry. As you see, another good job fighting off that pitch there, keeping the count at 2-2. Good job, right? You got to bring that pitch count up. You're in the bottom of the 5th. Every pitch matters right now, right? You got a dominant pitcher on the mound. Even if you can't get a hit off her, you want to do as best as you can to run that pitch count up. Just maybe try to get her a little bit tired, and once in a while maybe she might hang a pitch.
But that's a win for the pitcher in that sense. Fouled a few off before it got too serious in her pitch count. She ended that at bat there.
Yeah, nice job by Esposito trying to blow the fastball right by her. Does so, and a swing and a miss. We'll get out number 1 of the inning with a runner on first base. Take a look at the replay. Just nasty.
Yeah.
Nice pitch high and away, caught the corner, had to defend. As you see there, the bunt attempt. We're going to have a running going to second. She's going to be out. A nice play there.
That brings it to 2 outs here for Calhoun on an amazing play in the field.
Yeah, pop time. There you go. That was very impressive there by the catcher. A good job. There's a fastball. Read it well and able to capitalize on getting the out. And I mean, you saw there was at least a few steps there between the runner on first trying to steal and when the ball arrived to second base.
That's a first-year catcher behind the plate. So it's pretty impressive. So she got that. She got the runner out there. You see it on your screen once you got the replay. That's Kate Penny back there behind the plate. Feel that it's bigger. So doing a great job back there.
So as we see now, a 1-1 count. And that's going to be, we're going to say she went. So now we're at an even count, 2-2. And that's going to be strike number 3. Great pitch there to retire the side. That's exactly what you need to do, right? You get a 0-out walk, able to capitalize. And again, it's just a good piece of pitching right there to get it out.
That's the second high pitch that has gotten that from at least they didn't go down looking. So.
Yeah, there's not much worse than going down looking, but again, a nice job by Esposito to get them out of that inning, and we'll now head to the top of the 6th. You start to question now, right? How long can these pitchers go? Both have been completely dominant throughout this game, and I mean, again, we're going to see what changes the Pirates will make both at the plate and in the field in order to adjust to Esposito's dominant pitching style. So we get ready now, warming up in the top of the 5th. We're going to have a new pitcher on the mound for the Mepham Pirates. Excuse me, no, Giselle's still on the mound. You see a little celebration by the field.
Giselle has pitched a great game, and honestly, I see why the coach decided to keep her in. Kept her off the base path, though, to make sure she didn't get hurt, and so she could rest a little bit before she goes out for her 6th inning and continues with an 85 pitch count. A little high in the numbers there, but she is pushing through, and she's doing a great job. So I'm looking forward to see what she has in store for this inning, because she's pitched a phenomenal game so far.
Yeah, definitely impressive. I mean, there's not many pitchers that we see, right? One of the things that coaches look for is that when a pitcher starts to go deep into games, right, do they get better or do they get tired? That's a big thing, and Giselle one of those pitchers that just does not get tired. You don't see it at all. I mean, some might even say she throws harder and faster as the game goes on, so definitely a good job so far here, and now she's got another 3 batters to retire at the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, like Matt Mano said earlier in the game, this is a young team. She's an 11th grader here, starting the game with and has an 85 pitch count on the game, and is continuing pitching. An 11th grader there, and she's doing phenomenal. So Mepham has her for another year, and honestly, as a coach, I would feel blessed to have her on my team.
I agree with you there. So the 1-0 count is going to be fouled off. Bring the count to 1-1 now.
There you go. Giselle pushing a little bit of dirt in there in the hole.
Yeah, trying to make sure she has a clean pathway with
yeah.
her cleats.
Have a nice platform to land on there.
So here you go, the 1-1 count. It's going to be a roll over to first base. She's going to be retired, so that's going to be the first out of the top of the 6th.
Giselle still got it here in the top of the 6th. Yeah. And on top of everything, Giselle being a great athlete, she's a great person. To see great people succeed like that is always good. It's always a great feeling for someone just to be watching that. Another one that's a foul ball, like the last one, got a good piece of that bat.
Yeah, we've seen recently both these teams doing a good job getting the barrel on the ball, just struggling to keep that ball in play and capitalize on it. So we get ready now, the 0-1 count. Batter steps back into the box. The windup and a foul tip there, so that's going to be an 0-2 count now. A nice job, right? Keeping your eye on the ball, trying to figure out some sort of pitch you like, and just not able to capitalize, get that barrel right in front a little bit late on it, leading to the foul tip.
100%. Here we go.
So Gia 0 for 2 on the day. Right there, that's going to be a pop-up. Catcher looks up. Going to be in foul territory, though.
Payload sent, and that payload was shot down the first base, behind the first base, third base dugout, Mepham's dugout.
So we see now the 0-2. You're the batter, you got to do a good job, just keep fighting. The 0-2 is going to be grounded. That ball's not going to get through, but she's going to be safe at first.
Diving play by Mepham's third baseman. Just
short
got
stop
there just to block it, but preventing a possible double. But still a base hit there, and a well-deserved base hit.
Yeah.
See how hard that was hit, and right in between the third and shortstop, a great place to put it.
Yeah, nice shot by Lislow. Nice diving play, just not able to make the throw at first in time.
Yeah, making contact is always great, but making sure that when you make contact, that contact goes somewhere where it's not just going to be an easy ground out. That is one of the key factors to succeeding in this game. So positioning of that ball and where it lands is a big part of this game.
I agree with you there, as we see now that 2-0 pitch drop. Gianna Lucci at the plate. Interesting now, you got a runner on first with 1 out, a 2-0 count. You got to be very careful here if you're the Pirates. Lucci, great speed, good speed on first as well.
Still a 0-0 game here, keeping us on our feet. Hopefully soon we can get an update on the Mepham Conference Championship baseball game happening right next to this field.
So as you see now, a 3-0 count. This is another thing, challenge for hitters, right? You give the hitter the green light or not. You can either take the pitch, play it smart, and possibly get a walk, or you can swing for the fences. Interesting to see now what Lucci does. Giselle, wind up. It's going to be a take, strike number 1, so bring that count to 3-1. Interesting right there. Definitely a nice fastball, no swing. Try not to swing at anything that wasn't right to stop you from getting the walk. So interesting there is that's going to be a grounder. Giselle going to pick it up, trying to go for 2, gets the runner at second. No throw to first though. Smart play though there by Giselle. Doing a good job getting the ground balls. Take a look at the replay. Again, a nice job. The 3-1 count. Lucci rolls it over to the pitcher. Giselle turn around, nice play, and no throw to the first baseman.
Yeah, Calhoun's got to capitalize on this. They have a runner on first. The question is can they make that runner advance to second or third, even possibly home? And that's the question. You have a base runner on. Can you get them to where they need to be?
Yeah, also very curious. Lucci with great speed with the 1-0 pitch right here. Do you try to get aggressive and steal? That'll be something to watch out for, as that's going to be strike number 1 of this at bat. But Lucci's going to take second base on a wild pitch.
Swing and miss there.
So a good job there. Smart base running by Lucci to get to second base. And just like that, now you have a runner in scoring position. So you see there the pitch, that's going to be hit into foul ground. So again, good contact on it, but that's going to bring the count to 1-2.
100%. Here we are continuing this game here. Lucci just hit the 100 pitch count mark here. So waiting for payload set. A little high.
Yeah, so right there, try to challenge the hitter. Maybe get them to reach something out of the zone, but good job staying patient. And now you bring it to a 2-2 count.
They got the runner in a good position. There's 2 outs though, so let's run on anything for that runner on second.
So a 2-2 count, and that's going to be strike number 3. Nice job there by Giselle to retire the side. You saw a runner on second. A good job, just barely finding that outside corner. And just like that, a nice job getting out of the jam and to bring this game into the 7th inning.
Yep. Can you tell us a little bit about what needs to be done by both sides to take a lead over the other team right now?
Yeah, definitely easier said than done, but it's hit the ball right now, obviously, right? I mean, we've seen both pitchers on both sides have been fantastic, right? You got to figure out a way to get, to beat them. I mean, clearly, both pitchers are doing a good job. Both Giselle and Esposito, they're challenging each hitter. They're being smart with their pitches, but yet not afraid. They're not showing any resilience at all and hesitation to throw that ball in a spot where they're kind of scared about getting hit. So they've just done a good job. Smart pitches. They've thrown the ball very hard, very fast, and they've kind of gotten in the hitter's head. So you just got to see a good job getting base hits. We haven't seen many base hits so far this game. When we have seen runners on base, they haven't been able to do anything with them, right? Both teams. They had some steal opportunities. We saw Lucci doing a good job reading on that wild pitch, but we haven't really seen many of those opportunities. Not many runners in scoring position in this game. So I just look out, it's the simple things, right? Just make sure you get into good counts and just get your barrel on the ball, and eventually things will come your way.
100%. Like you said, these pitchers have been doing phenomenal. Like, it's not even a question. Shut out. It's the bottom of the 6th. If Esposito shuts this inning out, that's 6 innings where both pitchers from both teams, just single pitchers. It's not like more than one has come in. That's shutouts, complete shutouts. No score, obviously, because it's 0-0. But the pitchers have been doing great. The question is can the rest of the team back them up in that batter's box? And Giselle has been doing a great job pitching and hitting, so she's helping herself. But the question is can the rest of the team help her out a little bit more and get through this with a little bit of insurance here?
Yeah, I agree with you there. As we get ready here for the bottom of the 6th inning, Calhoun doing a great job in the field, so has Mepham, and now Mepham's got an opportunity to capitalize, right? You're at the bottom of the 6th, 1 inning left after the 6th inning. Got to find a way to get some hits, get some runners on base, and maybe get some runs on the board here.
Yep, 100%. Here we go. Payload sent. A little high and outside. For our count is 1-0 now.
So again, we've seen a good job here by Esposito, now behind the count.
Once again, Dina Sincomani up in the box, the 9th grader, and starting catcher, doing a phenomenal job. And it's not, starting catcher is not an easy position, so props to her. As that's hit foul, and it brings the count to 1-1. Once again, we're in the bottom of the 6th. Esposito with a pitch count of 79. No outs here as this is the first batter of the inning. Another foul ball brings it to a count of 1-2.
Yeah, so that 1-2 count. Now, a nice foul tip, and now we get ready to see what the approach is, right? You got a 1-2 count, 0 outs in the bottom of the 6th. And let's get ready now for this 4th pitch of the at-bat. A nice swing there. It's going to be going into the outfield. That's going to be a pop-up, though, caught
by shortstop.
Yeah, good job by Calhoun, able to capitalize that. Gia with the nice catch there on the pop-up to retire the batters. Take a look at that replay, Ryan.
Yeah, and look at this. You even see her. She's right there. She's flailing her arms, telling everybody that she's got it, and that's exactly what you do. That's what coaches practice with their players. Communication. Communication is one of the biggest things in this sport and in most of the sports. So, pretty much all the sports, really. But you still see that communication, and that's one of the reasons why the third base knew to stay away, and one less thing for the shortstop to worry about and complete that play.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Communication is key in basically any sport you can think of, and it's no different here in softball. So we get ready now for the 3rd pitch of this at-bat. 1-1 count. It's going to be high and away, ball 2 now. Right, if you're a hitter here, you want to think about what looks do I want to get Caitlin right now as the pinch hitter. But again, you want to find some good looks, some pitches that you like, and getting yourself into a favorable count as a hitter is important now. That's going to be a swing and a miss, and that's going to retire her. So that's the 2nd out of the inning now for Calhoun. Yeah, no, I mean, again, we haven't seen Mepham and Calhoun really been able to get anything done at the plate. Not many base hits so far, and that's been a problem, right? You got to be able to find a way to capitalize somehow. As you see the first pitch of the at-bat right there, that's going to be ball number 1. Batting from Mepham is Brianna Davis. Esposito, 1-0 count. The kick, the windup. That's going to be low for ball number 2 now. Davis bringing herself into a nice count. Expect now, see what Esposito has in store for us. Maybe a fastball, try to blow it right by. Davis now, though, an opportunity. And that's going to be low, ball number 3 now at the catcher's knees. A 3-0 count. Let's see what Davis does here at the plate. Green light, or maybe just take it and
I
try to draw the
personally
walk?
not give her the green light. If I was her coach, I would not give her the green light. I personally want a base runner on first base.
I agree with you there. Just try to get any runner on base if possible, as the 3-0 pitch is going to be in there for strike number 1 of this at-bat. So the bottom of the 6th, 2 outs, a 3-1 count, 0-0 score. Esposito. And that's going to be high. That's going to be ball number 4, and Davis is going to be on base. So the Pirates now a 2-out opportunity here to score a run with Davis on first.
You know, this is key. She gets a second in there, 1 base hit in the right spot from her making home. So
Yeah,
that
we
high
saw.
pitch.
Esposito missed a few times that at-bat low with some of her pitches. Tries to go high with the fastball. Just not able to find the top of the zone. So as we now wait for the next batter from Mepham here. And yeah, no. Again, you have the runner on first. An opportunity here for Mepham, as that's going to be pitch number 1 of the at-bat for a ball. Good take there. And now Mepham, again, in a good position to score some runs.
Runner on first. 2 outs, though. So as much as it is a good position to have that runner on, at the same time, it's 2 outs. So that runner's got to run on anything.
So we see Jessica at the plate. Nice take there on the high fastball, and that's going to be 2-1.
Saw her look like she wanted to go for it. Last minute decided to recall that decision and not go. So good call on her part, because that's an obvious ball.
Yeah, especially any batter you see, right? You know, have to make a split decision whether to swing or not. She's going to swing through that 2-1 pitch, and that's going to be a 2-2 count now.
2-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. Esposito at a pitch count of 94. Hasn't made it into triple digits yet, and maybe not at all.
So Esposito now the 2-2 count. That's going to be in there. Strike number 3 to retire the side. Clutch pitching there by Esposito. Runner on first, 2 outs, does not matter. Does a good job capitalizing on the 2-2 count. Gets the strike 3 called on the inside of the plate, and that will retire the side. Top of the 7th we go.
unless she comes back in for the bottom of the 7th. She's looking at a finished pitch count of 95 pitches, below triple digits, 6 innings. Cannot ask for more. A shutout. Beautiful job on her part. We'll see if Giselle comes in and continues her triple digit pitch count or not. And it looks like she is.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what they say, right?
I 100% agree.
Yeah, she's been amazing on the diamond. So just keep her going, keep her, steady, getting ready to go on the top of the 7th. Now is, every pitch net matters now. If it didn't before, you start to get into the late innings of these games, especially in the top of the 7th. Everything is just so much more important. Every pitch, every mistake, every hit, it's just magnified, right? You look at it, they're gonna look at it on a magnifying scope and just try to see, hey, was this the right call? Was this not? You're gonna be second guessing yourself, if you make any mistakes here. So we get ready for the top of the 7th. Calhoun.
That's Giselle Delutri continues this top of the 7th with a pitch count of 102, already in the triple digits, and doing a fabulous job as she is pitching a shutout with only a few hits on the other team's record for the day.
Yeah, and coming up to bat now for these Calhoun Colts, Gianna Nicastro, 0 for 2 on the day with a stolen base, though. She's doing a solid job at the plate, even though not finding anything valuable in the hit department. Again, a good job on the base pads and as well in the field. So we get ready now. First pitch underway here in the 7th. Giselle fixed her mask. We get ready. The batter is into the box, and here we go, top of the 7th, the moments that we all live for here in the game of sports. So the 0-0 pitch, that's going to be away for ball number 1. So a 1-0 count now to start the top of the 7th. Like I said, every pitch matters now, so you got to make sure that you can do whatever that you have to do in order to get ahead in the count. That 1-0 pitch is going to be swung and missed by Nicastro. Yeah, so there you go, a tied count now, an even count at 1-1. Again, we see now every pitch matters, everything is important, everything just means that much more. Here is that 1-1 pitch, that's going to be fly ball. I believe it's going to be in foul grounds though, so make that count 1-2.
Now, Giselle in a great spot here. 1-2, first batter of the inning, and top of the 7th. So, this is the last inning. Mepham gets the last licks, and possibility of overtime. So.
Yeah, home field advantage, very important, especially in the game of softball, as that's going to be the 1-2 count on the inside of the plate. Just barely did not nip the corner. So now we're going to get a 2-2 count. Again, a nice pitch, right idea, try to tie that batter up, but not able to get the call strike 3. So now Giselle on the even count. That's going to be high by the hand. That's going to be ball number 3, and we're looking at a full count. Tried to get that pitch, sneak it into the inside top right corner. Not able to find it though. A little too high, a little too in. Almost hitting the hands of Nicastro. And now we have a full count with 0 out to the top of the 7th. Giselle to kick the wind up the pitch. Nice job, hits Giselle, but that's going to be a runner to first. I believe she's going to be safe. Definitely a close play at the plate.
So close.
But Nicastro is going to be there, so you saw Giselle had her glove down in the right position, just not able to fully, get that ball in her glove, make the throw, goes past her instead. And now Calhoun has an opportunity here with a runner on first base.
And they are in a better position than Mepham was last inning. Let's see who outs. You see here, hits Giselle's glove, a little bit of bounce, but you see, and a great job on Nicastro's part, is she ran out of the box from the beginning, even though she saw that little fumble off Giselle's glove.
I agree with you there, but a nice play, nice smart play, you should say, by Calhoun. A good job sacrificing a bunt there to advance the runner to second. So Nicastro, who has some serious speed on the bases, now in scoring position.
And right play by Sarah Moyo, because Nicastro, probably is already at second, so you might want to get that lead runner, but at the same time she had that little bobble close to the plate, and once again she's probably running out of the box, and she probably has a better opportunity to get her at first, and she made the right decision.
I agree with you there. So the 0-1 pitch fouled off. Because again, now a runner in scoring position. One hit here could tie the game, could give Calhoun the lead, excuse me. But that's going to be the 0-1 pitch fouled off again. And again, we got a pitcher's matchup now, right? You got Giselle versus Esposito. This is definitely
Obviously,
one hit. You kind of circled in for this inning. You know, both players have been amazing on the mound, but let's see how Esposito is going to be able to capitalize on anything really in the batter's box.
Esposito wants to try to help herself out in her pitching record, but as another out on Calhoun to bring it to 2 outs, top of the 7th, pretty much in a similar position, but once again has a runner on second instead of first, which is much better positioning for Calhoun.
Yeah, I agree with you there. A nice strikeout to bring this game now to 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Do or die time right now here for the Colts.
Yes, it is.
Kate Kenny up 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, so definitely not an ideal day for her at the plate. But I mean, why worry about that when right now you got an opportunity to give your team the lead in the top of the 7th, and that would be huge for this Colts team. As you see, the 0-0 pitch there is going to be high for ball 1. So good job there, staying patient and not urging the swing when we see those high, anything at the eyes, right? People want to swing at them because you can see it well. You're like, wow, I can see this pitch so well. It's coming at my face, basically, right? It's eye level, so sometimes those pitches are kind of appealing to swing at, but a good take there is that's going to be strike number 1. A beautiful pitch there, just barely nipped the inside corner.
And that is exactly the spot that you want it. You know, she tucked her whole body in a little bit, thought she might have got hit, but just hit the inside corner. So that's a beautiful spot.
I agree with you there. So Moreski now facing a 1-1 count here with 2 outs. The biggest at-bat of the game so far.
Yeah, when you see Calhoun doing is they're hugging the plate so much that those inside pitches are strikes, which brings that to another strike there. Beautiful pitch. Pretty much right down the middle, a little bit higher than right down the middle, but beautiful pitch. Yeah,
so 1-2 count there. Nice job, right pitch right down the middle. Called for strike number 2. Kate staying a little patient there. And now we see Giselle.
Giselle,
1-2 count.
Pitches.
The windup, that's going to be fouled off, I believe. Yup, it'll go behind the backstop and into the crowd.
Fang gets a souvenir there.
So we see now the 1-2 count could foul off. Big opportunity here for Maresca with a 1-2 count, runner on second base. We get ready now. A big pitch coming up. Maresca's going to do a good job taking it, but it's going to find the corner. Strike number 3. A heck of an inning pitch there by
Giselle with a
Delutri.
shutout. 7 innings, 117 pitches against the Calhoun Colts. So great job on her part, especially because they are 7-10 and 6-10 in conference. So great job.
Yeah, can't ask for anything better there by a pitcher. And now you're looking at, you're in the bottom of the 7th. Tie game 0-0.
But now what it comes down to is she did her part. She's going to continue doing her part hitting, but can the rest of the team do their part?
I agree with you there. We take a look at this defensive alignment here for Calhoun. Again, it's very important. You want your best defensive players out there right now in the bottom of the 7th. No errors. That is important. You're stressing that right now. If you have a simple ground ball, you want to make sure that you make that play. As we see no big changes here. Esposito staying on the mound, who has been unbelievable.
Yeah,
for this
you have
Calhoun
Esposito
team.
on the mound, and you have Kenny behind the plate. A great partnership. They've been doing it all game, and they're going to continue to do it super well.
Yeah, chemistry there has been great between those two. And now you take a look, this Mepham team, it's now or never, right? You got an opportunity to walk off this game in a crosstown district rival matchup. If you take a look, the nice strike 3 called. I mean, that was perfect, right? The outside corner, low and away. Could not have put that pitch in any better spot.
No, couldn't have. And that's exactly where you want it.
So we get ready now for the bottom of the 7th. Calhoun defense warming up, taking some ground balls, just staying warm, as if you're Mepham. you got to make sure that the next 3 hitters that you got coming up have the right mindset, right? Make sure that they know what pitches to look for, that they have some sort of approach. You can't go to the plate lost. If you have no idea what you're looking for, no approach at all, you're not going to get a hit. That's just how it is. You got to make sure that you know what you're looking for, you know what type of pitch you want, and know what count you want to cause. So we get ready. Esposito warming up, making sure that her arm is still ready to go here at 95 pitches. A big difference in pitch counts between Giselle and Esposito. Giselle at around that 120 mark. Esposito here not even hitting triple digits yet. She will, odds are, hit triple digits in this inning. But again, a good job conserving her energy. As we get ready here for what is the most important inning of this game. Batting for Mepham.
Continue. Esposito still on the mound.
So we see there it's going to be a ground ball. Mepham able to get the runner. Caitlin, a good job grounding it, using that elite speed, and now you got a runner on first. No, never mind. They're going to say it went foul. Definitely a close play there down the line. So we're going to get an 0-1 count now. Caitlin at the plate. A nice pitch there, just barely high around where Mepham is on the logo. So that's going to be a 1-1 count. Betancourt now an 0-2 count. Or 1-1 count, excuse me. 0-2 at the plate, 2 strikeouts today. Now is the time though to make a difference. 2-1 count.
This is the moment where you scrap what happened before and you focus on what's going to happen.
So Betancourt. That's going to be a ball pitched away. That's going to be ball number 3 now. An opportunity for Betancourt to get on base. So a 3-1 count now. Very important at pitch here.
Esposito about to bring her pitch count into triple digits now also. At 99 right now. Payload 100.
The 3-1, it's going to be slapped down. The shortstop picks it up, and that's going to be a close play at first. I believe they're going to say that she was out. But again, a game of inches there. 1-step difference between Betancourt and that first bag there. So a good job making that simple play to get the out. We got 1 out now in the bottom of the 7th. Take a look at the replay again. A nice defensive play, kind of a slap bunt down the line. Going to the shortstop, good play there. Picked up. And Gia, nice play getting it to the first baseman for the out. So we see now Mepham in Moya. It's going to take pitch number 1. We got an 0-1 count. So again now, 1 out, 0-1 count. Esposito getting ready to deliver the second pitch of this at bat. And that's going to be fouled off. So now we will get ready and await this 8th pitch of the inning here for Esposito. Nice foul tip, just gets quite a little bit under it. Moya 0 for 3 on the day. Moya, time to make a difference. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3 on 3 pitches. So Esposito making it look easy out there.
Still got the goods there as she brings herself into triple digits. It's almost like bringing herself into triple digits just made her have a little bit more of a boost there.
Yeah, nice pitch.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, it's hard, right? It's a fast pitch. It comes in there, and it looks even faster than how it does coming out of Esposito's hands and from our cameras, right? It's hard, right? You see an 0-2 pitch, you don't know what's coming. So a good job there. As we get ready now, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
A little high and outside of that pitch. Okay, a little scent.
So now the Pirates, do or die time. As a swing and a miss will bring the count to 1-1. A 1-1 count. That's going to be fouled off. So now, interesting count here. We got 2 balls and 1 strike. Esposito, the line, Nice pitch. That's going to be a high fastball. Excuse me, there was 2 strikes at that count, and that's going to retire the side. So Esposito pitching a gem here so far. We've seen both pitchers just absolutely dominant here today.
We bring it to extra innings here, top of the 8th. Let's see who's going to go into pitch.
Yeah, who doesn't love a little extra baseball, right? Even though I know you don't pay for high school games, but who doesn't care?
Looks like Giselle's coming back in.
So we see now, yeah, Giselle, great job so far. As you see, Lily comes out to talk to Giselle at the mound. Top of the 8th here, so very important inning now. Mepham has to do whatever they can to leave unscathed here in the top of the 8th. We see Calhoun getting their batters ready. Giselle trying to warm up that arm again, sitting at 117 pitches.
And we have senior news director here outside with us right now, Sean McQuillan, and one of the best directors I know, as it's his last BMB sports shoot. So it's a little clap.
Yeah, definitely a sad moment, but hey, don't be glad. You gotta be glad that it happened, right? Not sad that it's passing, so.
As he says, sure, if you can't hear him. We also got seniors Finnegan, Corcoran, Duel, and Matt Mano, Hannah Broxmeyer, midweek producer, and we have Thomas Salvo in the control room right now, as it's their last sports shoot. Big shout out to them. They've changed the program in many ways, and honestly, I don't think I would be where I am today, skill-wise and talent-wise, and pretty much everything in between without them.
Yeah, I agree with you there. They laid the path for us to follow in their footsteps as we get ready here for the top of the 8th inning. That's going to be in the air. It's going to be caught by Lily Yepes.
Lily Yepes, BMB's own Lily Yepes, coming back from an injury and showing what she's got.
Yeah, so definitely a big out there as we take a look. Just got under that a little bit. Fly ball. Yepes using her speed, getting under it. And a nice routine pop-up.
Yeah, another special guest that just popped into the control room, Mr. Stein. Mr. Stein.
So we get ready here now. That would be a 1-0 count. Ball just pitched just a little bit too high.
She's about to go to 120 pitches here in this game, bringing it to extras as this is the 8th inning. A little high there.
So there you go again, trying to go high again. The count's going to be 2-0.
Gotta be in the box.
So as we get ready now, good count here for the batter. An opportunity to do something with 1 out here. The 2-0 pitch, that's going to be in there for a strike. Nice job finding right dead middle on the plate.
And this count to 2-1.
So like we said earlier, every pitch matters now when you're in extras. Because that's going to be a base hit. That's going to get over the left fielder's head. That could be 2. A nice job there. That's going to be 3. A good job there. Nice base running. So now Calhoun with an opportunity here in the top of the 8th. A runner on third base.
1 out here for Lutri with 122 pitches. You know, she's got to get up. She's getting up there in the pitch count, and she's got to get tired. You know, that's 1 hit off of her, and obviously that's going to bring her stamina down a little bit, but she's doing great today.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but a nice hit there by Gianna Hanneth. A good job hitting for the triple. You saw some great base running. We knew that was going to be extra base hits after it went over the left fielder's head. But a good job taking 3, not able to catch the ball there at third is Moyo. And just like that, an extra base hit turn. And now at third base, so a runner in scoring position here for Calhoun with 1 out in the top of the 8th, with Gia a chance to give these Colts the lead here in the Crosstown District rival matchup.
100% here, 1 for 3 on the day.
So Calhoun now, an opportunity to take the lead, as that's going to be a 1-0 count now. Gia 1 for 3 on the day with a single. And we see so important now, runner on third. This is the time you have to capitalize. You have an out to play with, anything to bring that runner home, a base hit, a sac fly, a bunt. A lot of options as that's going to be turned on.
Got the nice part of the barrel. A little bit earlier though as she twisted. Great twist, but just a slight bit early. And if she waited pretty much a half a second more, that would have been right down the left field line.
Yeah, just a little bit too early, pulled it down that third base line.
Right where the last one was hit.
So a 1-1 count, that'll also be foul, so a 1-2 count now. Is an opportunity to bring this to 2 outs. That is a big out. If we can go from 1 out to 2 outs here, that is so important. That gets rid of a lot of things here. No more sac bunts, no sac flies. You're forcing Calhoun to get a hit. We haven't seen many of those today, so this would be a huge second out here in the top of the 8th. So we wait. Hear the batter out of the box. Dia taking the time, getting the line right. Some deep breaths. She knows that this pitch is very, very important, and so does Giselle Belutri. Pitcher bends back down, and now we get ready here and wait this 1-2 pitch. Giselle, the windup, the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. That's going to go over the backstop there. So good job fighting off that high fastball for a 1-2 count now. Again, you want to make sure you're at a 2-strike count. You want to fight off as much as you can and keep yourself basically at the plate and give Calhoun a good opportunity here to take the lead.
100%. Here is Belutri. He's up to 126 pitches in this game as we're in the top of the 8th. Runner on third, 1 out. Payload is sent, hits the batter.
Yeah, so not what you want there. Giselle lose control, hits Gia in the foot, and that's going to be running now at the corners with 1 out. So a big opportunity here for Gianna Lucci to try to capitalize on this. This is the most runners that we've seen Calhoun have on base in what seems like forever. So this is the opportunity right here to try to make something happen with runners at the corner with 1 out. So we await
Our senior Moyo there, Sarah Moyo, at third base, playing a hell of a game.
Yeah, definitely good defensively as we get this 0-0 pitch. That's going to be a hit into the left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. That's going to bring the first run of the game in. So a clutch piece of hitting there. Calhoun now a runner at first and second, but a huge base hit, the first RBI of the game. And the first run scored, so Calhoun able to capitalize at the runner at the corners, get a base hit. As we take a look at this replay, a heck of a job there by Lucci. Falls right in front of the right fielder. And just like that, the first run scores. So now Mepham has to do they have to get out of this jam first of all. And if they're able to do that, at least you still have a chance here with only 1 out to face. So there you go, the first pitch is going to be in there for a strike, an 0-1 count, but the damage is done right now for Calhoun. They did a good job. They got that runner in. And Esposito, who has pitched a gem of a game so far, and same as Belutri. I mean, she goes scoreless through 7. First run scored in the 8th inning. You got to give her some credit.
Let's just emphasize for a second. Damage was done. 1 run is 1 run, and 1 run can be earned easily back. But just to put in perspective, that there's also a runner on second and third that they set up for more damage to be done if they get a hit here.
I agree with you there.
Which could be even more damaging if they play this out the right way with 1 out. And it's a 1 inning, 1 count.
So now we await the pitch here. Running in scoring position for Calhoun. A big pitch here. The 1-1. Belutri, the windup, the pitch, and that's going to be swung on, but it's going to be fouled. So now a 1-2 count. Runners at first and second. An opportunity here for Calhoun to make this damage even more small. And they're heading for Calhoun. So there you go, Small, the foul tip Small 0 for 3 here at the plate with his strikeout. Not a great job hitting, but now is the time, right? You got 2 runners on base, 1 in scoring position. You want to be able to capitalize. As that's going to be a base hit. That's going to be hitting the fence. That's going to go down for a base hit. That's going to bring in 1, maybe 2 runners. As no, that's going to bring in 1 run here.
They run on second and third.
So a good job there. Nice piece of hitting. Now you have a runner, 2 runners in scoring position, and Calhoun just continuing to add on to this lead now, which was at 1 run, now at 2. You see the ball hits the fence. A nice fast throw in, but now Lucci at third, Small at second, and DeCastro up to bat. So, like we said, the damage is done. You're doing a good job. You're adding some insurance run now, and you got a 2-0 lead here. So very important for Mepham to kill this inning while it's here. Get out of it as fast as you can. You have 1 out. You got to figure out a way to stop any more runs from going to home plate and give your team at least a chance. Giselle, good job pitching through 7th, 8th here, though, getting knocked up a little bit. And again, you want to give your team a chance to win, so crucial 2 outs here in the top of the 8th.
And you know, what we just saw on the screen is one of the best parts about this game. You know, you saw her team huddle around her and tell her that she's got this. And that's one of the best things about this game.
As that's going to be a pop-up in the foul territory. Moyo, though, with the catch. As that's going to be 2 outs. DeCastro retired.
Still runner on second and third. Brings Delutri's pitch count to 135 pitches here.
So I believe now Jana Hennef up to bat. Some clutch hitting we saw earlier. Because again, every at-bat now is crucial for Calhoun. Want to build on this lead as much as possible going into the bottom of the 8th. Give Esposito as much insurance runs as she needs in order to close this game out. So a nice piece of hitting there. Because we have an 0-2 count.
Now this is a count in favor of Delutri. And she honestly needs the strikeout.
Yeah, I agree too. But all this started, I mean, you see as the 0-2 count's going to be a hit, and that's going to get down. That's going to bring another runner in, maybe 2. Ava's going to stay at first base, but that's going to bring in even more insurance runs here for Calhoun. So again, the 2 RBI single there for Ava. Good job as we take a look at this replay. Just a nice job. Ball falls right in between.
Just a little tap in between, right before
the
right
center
fielder
fielder. I was going to say, yeah, the center fielder and the right fielder. The ball dropped in between those 2, and now a 4-run lead here for Calhoun. The bats are hot right now in the top of the 8th inning. As you see now, they're going to have a meeting with Giselle, who has pitched an amazing game. Don't let the score deceive you. 7 innings, flawless, and just now struggling to get out of the top of the 8th inning as Calhoun with a 4-0 lead. And again, I mean, don't let the score deceive you, right? I say this multiple times. This was a very close game. Very close game. You saw it was 0-0 for the longest time, and ever since that Hannif double that we saw to start this rally, Calhoun has been on fire.
100% agree. You know, you see Coach messing around with Giselle. Giselle gets a laugh right here. You see these players communicating. And like I said before, it's one of the best parts about this game. As they're laughing, you see it on the screen right now, trying to get a little bit of positive momentum and some confidence in their players and a little bit of some positive attitude.
Yeah, I love it as well, as you said at the end of that, confidence and positive attitude. That's so big, right? You don't want your pitcher, really any player actually out there, getting 2 tenths, right? You get 2 tenths, that's when the nerves come, right? You start to feel the butterflies in the stomach, and especially in an important moment like this in the top of the 8th inning. So just want to laugh a little bit, ease up a little bit, and try to get out of this inning. So pitch, yeah, so pitch number 1 there is going to be in for a strike with 2 outs. As you see now, 1 out to go. Want to end this inning while you can with a runner in scoring position. That's going to be pitch number 2 there for a strike, so an 0-2 count. We talk about the BMB game of the week, very important here. Crosstown district rival Calhoun Colts against the Mepham Pirates. Giselle, a chance to get out of the inning. The 0-2 pitch, that's going to be bounced. Nice pickup, though, stopping the runner from advancing to third, and that's going to be a 1-2 count. Important at bat here. Calhoun trying to add some more insurance runs. Mepham trying to end this rally while they still can. Dulutri, the 1-2 count. And that's going to be hit down the third base line. Going to be throw to first, and that's going to be the inning. So a good job there getting out of the inning, but the damage is done. The runs have been scored, and now we're going to get to see what Mepham has to, really what they have to say in the bottom of this 8th inning now.
Mepham needs to hit. Mepham needs to hit. They needed to hit all game, and that's been one of the weaknesses of this game until this inning. And Mepham needs to show that they're still there and they're ready to fight, because they need to score 4 runs to continue this game and 5 to take it right here. And so the question is can they do that?
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, I mean, we see this in all types of levels, right? All the collegiate level of both softball and baseball, the MLB, right? You look at all that, even high school level, you see times where a pitcher has a great game, runs don't come in for them, though, and eventually they collapse. And right now we're seeing, on the top of the 8th, was not a great job there by this Pirates team. And now, again, they're going to have to dig themselves out of this hole. They've dug the grave. Can they find their way out of it now, though, in the bottom of the 8th? Again, we've seen a great job here by Esposito pitching. And will she be able to get the last laugh in this amazing pitching duel between her and Dulutri? Both pitchers have been outstanding. Dulutri finally able. She was bending a little bit throughout the game. She was allowing some runners on base, but finally Calhoun able to break that stride that she had, and now Mepham going to try to do the same here with Esposito.
Yep. And, so you're in the bottom of the 8th, possibly the last inning of the last sports shoot for BMB for the year 2022-2023.
Yeah, so we see now Dulutri getting ready and warmed up as she's going to be up to bat. And I'm sure there's definitely a lot of frustration there. Again, a great job pitching until that top of the 8th, and the run support has not been there for her. So, I mean, now is the time, right? All that frustration, use that in this at-bat. Stay calm. Don't get yourself, don't kind of get lost in your own thoughts, right? Don't overthink this at-bat. Just keep it simple. She knows what her approach is. Let's see if she's able to follow it and maybe get some good results.
Yep, 100%.
So as we await the first pitch of the bottom of the 8th here, extra innings, exactly what we thought it is, right? It's a very important spot for both teams, right? Very important. Every mistake is really emphasized here. And now the Pirates have to figure out a way to climb back and claw back 1 run at a time back into this game.
Yep, starting this inning, hitting from the Mepham Pirates is Giselle Dulutri. Wants to get some damage done on Calhoun here.
Yeah, so Giselle today 0-1 at the plate with a walk, because that's going to be a foul ball down the first base line.
She wants to do damage just as much damage as Calhoun did to her on the night.
Yeah, I mean, what better way to start it, right? A leadoff hit in the bottom of the 8th would be very important, and we'll kind of start to swing the momentum a little bit and give Mepham some life again. That's going to be a 1-1 count now. But again, it's 1 hit at a time, right? Don't really stress it too much. Yeah, obviously that 4-0 deficit is a big deficit right now, but you want to just kind of chip away at it slowly and eventually find their way. So Dulutri's going to ground it there to the third baseman, the throw to first, and she's going to be retired. So a nice play there, third baseman to the first baseman, and able to retire Dulutri. Nicastro, a nice throw there across. As you take a look at this replay, a nice job ground out. Nicastro, a nice throw to first base, and they're able to retire and get that first out. That's a big first out too now. Mepham will only have 2 more to play with. So we await this 0-0 pitch.
Alyssa Santamani at the plate. Sophomore. So funny. She's number 25 and she's a member of the class of 2025. So it's a little connection.
So we wait now. 1 out. 1-0 pitch. We await. As again, it's now or never, right? We've talked about it many times. Mepham needs a little bit of life, 1 hit at a time. As there you go, that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 2. So Mepham down to their final life here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 ground outs, 2 simple plays by this Calhoun defense, and a chance to end this one.
Yep, like we said before, this is the last sports shoot of the year 2022-2023. I should say school year. And let me just say, as one of the people who have brought these sports to you, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I agree with you there as we see that first pitch in there, and again, the bottom of the eighth. A big count here, Mepham down to their last life with a 1-0 count. That's going to be just barely outside, so 2-0 count now. Mepham, no room for error. 2-0 count, 2 outs, bottom of the eighth, down by 4. Esposito pitches, that's going to be a swing and a miss. So again, aggressive approach there at the chest level there, that pitch, and a swing and a miss. So 2-1 count now. Mepham is going to try to bunt on. Nice job taking that bat away though and drawing the ball there. So we're going to get, as we await now for the pitch. As that's going to be hit down to the third base line, that's going to be foul.
Brings the count to full count here.
So as we wait, a big pitch here, Mepham down to their final strike in this ball game. Esposito, the 3-2, that's going to be a walk. So just like that, Esposito just barely not able to find that outside corner. And Mepham, a little bit of life now. The runner on first, drawing the walk, good job there. And we see now Mepham, again, a chance to keep this ball game going and try to generate some offense.
Can they have a 2-out rally is the question.
So Deanna now up to bat with 2 outs, runner on first base. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike number 1. Up and down, 2 strikes left in this ball game. Got some speed on first base. Emerson got some speed. The 0-1 now. That's going to be away for ball number 1, so now we have to count even at 1. 2 outs. Esposito finally get ready to hit that pitch number 120 here in the bottom of the eighth. Esposito, the windup. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. 2 strikes now. Mepham down to their final strike. Final out, final strike. Very important pitch here. Mepham trying to stay alive. Can they do it? You see Deanna taking her time getting back into the batter's box. Esposito, a chance to end it. That's going to be a fly ball. Esposito, can she do it herself? She can, and just like that, the ball game is over. Calhoun, nice job there, winning this game 4-0. A gem pitched by Esposito. Unbelievable, 121 pitches on the day. She's done a great job here. You take a look at that replay, Ryan.
Here you go. See it, just a tiny pop fly back to the pitcher. Pitcher ends it, and that is the game. You know, she pitched a great game and ended herself too. But once again, as always, this sport is a team sport. Couldn't have done it without each other. But that's pretty much it from us for this game.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Again, no, we had it was a very close game throughout this entire, really set. It went to extras. That's what it took for us to be able to finally finish this game. Calhoun, a nice rally there in the 4th, being able to get 4 runs, and Mepham just having no answers. But again, that's been all for us. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this live broadcast. I've been Tyler Steinberg alongside Ryan Moore. Thank you to all the seniors as well here that have just been so amazing throughout my 3 years here and Mepham your 2 years. So again, we thank you all, Finnegan Corkindale and Matthew Mano. Great job on the mic, and then again, people like Sean McQuillan and Thomas DeSalvo, Hannah Broxmeyer in the control room. We thank you all for a great job here, and we hope that we can...
It's been a great year in Mepham sports. That's all I gotta say. It's been a great year in Mepham sports. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you. We will continue bringing it to you next year, and in 2 weeks, you can see our last shoot of the year, the BMB art show.
So for one last time this year, it feels very sad for me to say this, from all us here at the BMB crew, we wish you all a great night.